All right, you made it good. To a Thursday evening. Lost track of my days there for a second, but all right. So here's the Canadian. Just a little unscripted review update today. August temps going fast, just incrementally. September, October, so you can see the evolution of the pattern. November, December, January, February, March. So overall, it has a very cold look. I want to get into the upper air heights of the Canadian month by month to see how that evolves. So we're going to look at monthly 500 heights for October. Then we go to November, December, January, February. So the El Nino is definitely taking an effect on the jet stream pattern with that lower level height trough subtropical jet stream developing by February. Now my next question in our adventure in forecasting this winter where things might throw a curveball at us is how either flat or in other words zonal will this subtropical jet be. And what I mean by zonal is when you get it straight east to west, that's bad because that doesn't allow cold air to penetrate. You get a Pacific air mass, oceanic mass or oceanic climate section, for lack of the actual term, I forget when I took my meteorology courses, but you get the Pacific Ocean streaming throughout the entire USA, and you cut off the Canadian air. So that's the thing. So one thing I will reinforce for the third time: it's good that we have blocking in Canada. What might not be the best situation is if we get a subtropical jet that just flattens out, and then that prohibits any kink in the jet stream. In other words, any cold air from causing a kink and ultimately breaking the dam to release cold air from Canada. So there's something we have to watch out for. Let's take a look at our precip for our Canadian. We're going to do monthly SIP on our Canadian. October, November, I'm just seeing what sticks out to me. And I'll let you know when I see that. December, nothing. January. Again, February is that very snowy month, I think, in the Midwest. So let's take a look at our Jamstick again, because again, this is our latest forecast. So we kind of want to get on top of this one because it just came out. We want to squeeze all the fresh lemon juice out of it, so to speak. So yeah, so let's take a look at that. So we're actually going to take a look all the way from June, and it's winter temperature forecast and how it's evolved, so we can kind of get the overall sense of the evolution again of the climate pattern the models are forecasting. So we did that with the Canadian. We'll do that with the Jamstack. So I'm going to go as far as May, see if that has our winter forecast. And it does. Okay, so notice the consistency just with this one model. So May, cold winter in the blue. This is winter. June, cold winter. July. Come on. July, cold winter. August. Come on, cold winter in the same area. So yeah, when you get that much consistency, it's really hard to dispute it, and it's beautiful for the forecaster and who's ever forecasting it, because it makes it so much easier on me and all of us who forecast the weather. So with that being said, again, we have a lot of consistency with this. I do want to take a look at let's see. Let's take a look at our current El Nino and just see how it's currently evolving right now. And just kind of take a look at that. Getting a look at the depth of the El Nino. Here's what I want, I think. No, I know what I want. NOAA MJO El Nino. That's what you got to type in there. Okay, so here we go. Here's our NOAA El Nino. We're going to go look at our depth of the El Nino temps, because that really provides our core clues as to what is underneath the surface. So that kind of gives you your foundation of what the surface will be in a few months from now, because it all upwells up top to the surface eventually. So all right, so we're going to just take a look at our anomalies, because it doesn't matter what the temps are. The anomalies are much more precise in seeing what's actually happening. So we take a look at all the way from May, June, and July, then August, and we end up in August. So I'm going to kind of let this play, because I'm not going to say the month by month, but you can kind of see what's going on here. We see it evolving from a weak El Nino to a strong El Nino very rapidly. So the second curveball I'm looking at is, when does this rapid evolution stop? And I guess the third curveball that I'll throw at you, or rather Mother Nature will throw at us all, is that where will the warmest waters in this El Nino be set up? Will they be in the Central Pacific, or Eastern, or Western? Now, I think Western's kind of a very outlandish type of prediction that only like one model is predicting. I forget what that was. But the common consensus is that it's going to be either east-based or central-based, but more so central-based. But I'd say a mixture of 60% central-based over the overall consensus of models ensembles, and then 40% chance east-based. So I combine that, saying we'll probably get a central east-based rather El Nino forming, which will still be in the Molokai category, which will still technically give us an official Molokai setup pattern for this winter, because it fits in that category on the chart. If you look at a Molokai chart like we did in yesterday's update, we definitely have a Molokai. So Molokais give you cold winters, and that being said, I hope you enjoyed this winter hint. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. If you like long range weather content, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, Tyler's World of Weather, and I'll see you next time. Bye.